It's the Ranger Dave Show. This show is a celebration of sound, busting free from the rules of convention and mediocrity. From a mighty mountain somewhere on the west coast of North America, and broadcasting out to the world from with his humble lair, our fearless hero delivers a musical brew, sizzling up from his brain pan, as would a giant human jukebox. Ranger Dave strives to fill the world with healing vibes through selected tunology.
Hey, listeners and all you truckers out there. This is Ranger Dave. This show is about trucking. It's music for truckers. My uncles, my grandfather, even my dad are truckers. They just don't drive a big rig like some of you boys. When they used to play this music for me way back when I was a boy at family parties, I hated it. I really hated it. But the older I get, the more I like it. Tonight's show is Labor of Love, and it goes out to those guys, Jack and Billy and Bob and Les, my dad. Hope you enjoy it too.
You wanna call her at every truck stop. You wanna cry at every lonely jukebox. Sitting thinking coffee's colder. Well, truck driving, buddy, let's hit the road. Truck driving, buddy, looking blue. You wanna talk, boy, I'll talk to you. Bet I know what's on your mind. Sweet gal waiting for you down the line. Well, last time I seen you standing by, do you think I knew what was sitting in your eye? It gets rough, things you losing your mind. Long, long road will never seem to unwind. You wanna call her at every truck stop. You wanna cry at every lonely jukebox. Sitting thinking coffee's colder. Well, truck driving, buddy, let's hit the road. When you're getting tired, drink your coffee, it's time to start. I picked up and heading on down that road. The quicker you get there, the quicker you unload. You wanna call her at every truck stop. You wanna cry at every lonely jukebox. Sitting thinking coffee's cold. Well, truck driving, buddy, let's hit the road. You wanna call her at every truck stop. You wanna cry at every lonely jukebox. Sitting thinking coffee's colder. Well, the truck driving, buddy, let's hit the road.
Here I sit, all alone with a broken heart. I took 3 minutes, and now my semi-truck won't start. Well, I hauled my rig out of San Jose. I gotta be in Cincinnati Monday morning for a draw my pay. Ain't waste no time paying this on that grill. Well, I jumped in my Jimmy and I popped a few little wild pills. Well, here I sit, all alone with a broken heart. Well, I took 3 minutes, and now my semi-truck won't start. mama in Kalamazoo. Well, she's waiting for me, and I'm gonna be late, 'cause it'll be about noon before I'm on my way. Well, here I sit, all alone with a broken heart. Well, I took 3 pennies, and now my semi-truck won't start. Hey! Here I sit, all alone with a broken heart. Hey, no, I took 3 minutes. Yeah. And I'm a semi-truck full stop.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement.
Prepare for the double zinger. No, not the double zinger. All in favor, say yes.
Yeah.
No. Told you. I'll never agree. It'll be a blot on my name.
It's going to be a double feature.
How about a little faster truck driving song here? When I was just a little bitty kid, I remember one thing Mama said: Daddy sends you all of his love from Frisco Bay. And I didn't understand till I was grown. Mama, Daddy didn't spend a little time at home instead of roaming around the country that way. Now I'm looking at the world through a windshield, watching it fly by me on the right. Let's keep little honey, I'm dying to see down in Nashville, but I'm down around Dallas and I'm rolling down south tonight. That you see burned off of this rig by the likes of me, left right here on the highways of this land. I'm gonna write my name in this diesel smoke, that the ones that come along behind me choke. I gotta beat this pace on the set every time I can. Now I'm looking at the world through a windshield, watching it fly by me on the right. There's a cute little honey I'm dying to see down in Nashville, but I'm down around Dallas and I'm rolling down south tonight. Come on, Norton. Through sleet and rain, and I've driven through that rough terrain from the Rockies to the docks of old L.A. I gotta head up that old Pacific shore and head on out to Baltimore, someplace about 2,000 miles away. Now I'm looking at the world through a windshield, and I see everything in a little bit of different light. Well, let's keep that honey on the dying seat on the Nashville, but I'm down around Dallas and I'm rolling down south tonight. Yes, I'm down around Dallas and I'm rolling down south tonight.
That was Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. I'm Ranger Dave. We started that set out with our good pal, Watermelon Slim. We're playing trucker songs tonight. It's not all country music, though. We have a little Jerry Garcia and Merle Saunders coming up, and stay where you are. It's going to be 3 great hours of fun, and let's get to it, shall we?
Okay, on my side. Go. No, wait. Right after this truck.
No, he's good. Arthur, you're good. Floor it. No. Wait.
Okay, all right. After these 4 cars.
Now is the time. Seize the day.
Wait, get ready. Not now. Not now. Not now.
Go. Wait, go.
Listen to Ranger Dave, unless you're a robot slave.
Back on the road again, back where it all began. Feels like a long lost friend. Back on the road again. Well, we're burning up the highways with the semi-truck. Got a big black limo and a Greyhound bus. It's been a long time, but we're back on the road again. Back on the road again. Back where it all began. Feels like a long lost friend. Back on the road again. Well, we just might be right, we just might be wrong. Got a bus full of goodies and 50,000 songs. Been a long time, but we're back on the road again. Back on the road again. Back where it all began. Feels like a long lost friend. Back on the road again. Back on the road again. Back where it all began. Feels like a long lost friend. Back on the road again. You better lock up your doors, keep them out of sight. We're sleeping all day, but we're boogie all night. It's been a long time, but we're back on the road again. Back on the road again. Back where it all began. Feels like a long lost friend. Back on the road again. Feels like a long lost friend. Back on the road again.
Yeah, back on the road again. It's like an old friend. Like an old friend, yeah. And came up with this idea because I've never done this show before. I've never done a trucker show. And I'm real happy to do it. You know, keep on trucking and all that. That was Lonnie Mack. And before that, we heard Merle Saunders and Jerry Garcia. We're about to play somebody that I met one time at a show. What a great guy he is. Great harmonica player, Charlie Musselwhite. And he's going to tell us how he feels about being in this certain town where he wasn't comfortable and what he did about it. I'm Ranger Dave.
Together, you were nice to me. Your sweet voice was a melody, and I liked your town. Thought I'd stay in your town. I liked your town. I thought I'd hang around. Everything was mellow, everything was fine. You had your reefer, I had my wine, and we had a good time. Had a high old time. I liked your town, I thought I'd hang around. Time went by, things began to change. You stayed so high, I couldn't feel the pain. I got tired of your town, up to here with your town. Had enough of your town, couldn't stand to hang around. enough of your town. Getting out of your town, I ain't gonna hang around. Love comes and goes, you know it's true. If you fall in love, be prepared to lose and leave that town. Get on out of that town. Get on down the line, don't bother to hang around. Oh yeah, getting on out of your town. Oh yeah, moving on down the line. I'm leaving your town, no need to hang around.
Gold! Oh, I'm rich! I'm rich! Eureka! Gold!
Hey, Detroit! Yeah! That's church house, gin house, a little schoolhouse, outhouse on the US 19. Hey, the people keep the city clean. They call it Nutbush. Ah, Nutbush. Ah, Nutbush City. Nutbush City limit. 25 is speed limit. Motorcycle not allowed in. Going to town on Saturday. Be in church every Sunday. Oh, love it. Love it. Ah, Nutbush City. Nutbush City limit. No whiskey for sale. Can't find a female. Saw Paul in the last cell. How you gonna get it in jail? Yeah. Nutbush City. Nutbush City lemon. Little old town down in Tennessee. Why? As I told everybody last night, I was reading Rolling Stone where they said that Detroit audiences are the greatest rock and roll audiences in the world. I thought to myself, shit, I've known that for 10 years. You better watch out for the police. You're driving in the Nutbush. Better watch out for the police. If you cruise in the Nutbush. Keep an eye for the police. 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 Better keep an eye. You better keep an eye. Oh. Baby, 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 better keep an eye. Say, look out. You better keep an eye.
Yeah. Bob Seger. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band live. And yeah, I've been looking out for the police my entire life, it seems. Yeah, I've done some cruising. I've been on the road. I've been everywhere, man. and put a lot of miles behind me. As I say, never on a big rig like some of you fellas do. But I have done many a mile, and back and forth across Canada. And I've really enjoyed driving. And you need good music when you're driving. Sometimes you'll pop into a Route Commander stop, one of those big Huskies, and they have a rack of old 8-tracks there, maybe cassettes, and grab something and, put it in the player and try something new, and after about the 100th reel, you throw it out the window. Somebody we remember from a group called Steppenwolf, and I guess they're kind of a Canadian band. They started in Toronto as the Sparrow, as John Kay and the Sparrow. His real name was Wolfgang or something, but at that time he was calling himself Jack London, so he's a man of many names, just like Ranger Dave. And we're going to play a song from his solo album, and this is Many a Mile, and I'm Ranger Dave.
I've damn near walked this world around. Another city, another town, another friend to say goodbye, another time to sit and cry. And it's many a mile I have been on this road. It's many a mile I've gone. I've seen your towns, they're all the same. The only difference is in the name, and the only life I've ever known has been my suitcase in the open road. And it's many a mile I have been on this road. It's many a mile I have gone. There was a girl, she knew me best. She gave my poor heart a rest. She was my world, my joy, my dear. And now she's gone to God knows where. And it's many a mile I have been on this road. It's many a mile I have gone. So I fill my glass up to the brim, and through my glass my world looks dim. But I know outside there's light somewhere. Maybe my rambling will take me there. And it's many a mile I have been on this road. It's many a mile I have gone. It's many a mile I have been on this road. And it's many a mile I will go.
You might be listening to Ranger Dave.
mind your business, Sab.
Get off the road! I've got Brandon. I've got Brandon on my mind. Yes, I've got Brandon. I've got Brandon on my mind. Well, leave you, baby. You treat me so unkind. I've got beating. I've got beating on my mind. Yes, I've got beating. I've got beating on my mind. Well, leave you, baby. You treat me so unkind. Yes, I went down to the station. That's the fastest train I've seen. Yes, I went down to the station. That's the fastest train I've seen. Yes, I know when I get there. Yes, I know where she'll be. Come on. I've got Brandon. I've got Brandon on my mind. Yes, I've got Brandon. I've got Brandon on my mind. Well, leave you, baby. You treat me so unkind.
No, you better not. You better not. Hey, doesn't that get you all hopped up? It does me anyway. Gets me all hopped up. That was McKenna Mendelssohn Mainline from their very first record, their pre-stink record. They later became Mainline, and they had one big hit, Get Down To. But that goes way, way back. Mike McKenna's still around, still playing great music. Before that, we heard 8 Days on the Road by Foghatton. It would take you about 8 days on the road to get to where my buddy is that's listening in tonight. Mark, how you doing, bud? It's good to know you're there. And the Night Patrol is something that, you know, as a Ranger Dave, in my capacity as Ranger Dave, I've done many, many times. I was in charge of a mountain, and I had to go around and looking for greasy hippies and ne'er-do-wells, people like that. People trying to start fires and camping out and, you know, doing all kinds of things. Anyway, this is Robert Cray, and he's going to sing about the Night Patrol. And it's good to have you on board.
patrol. Oh, you wonder where he came from, where he's gonna go. Was it a woman or a bottle that's brought him down so low? What's happened to his family? Do they know he's out here in the cold? He's just a nameless soldier marching on the night patrol, marching on the night patrol. Like that girl there on the corner, she can't be more than 17. She's run away from somewhere, taking nothing but her dreams. Now those dreams are lying shattered as the street exacts its toll. And she's just another victim, lost out on the night patrol. Oh, you could ask me why I'm out here. Where do I fit into the scene? Now I'm drawing unemployment, got replaced by a machine. And I'm tortured by my bad habits. Sometimes I lose the struggle to control. And the street has its attractions when you walk the night patrol. When you walk the night patrol.
From the Taniac country in the far north to fiery forests in the south.
That squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner.
Ranger Dave.
He does have really big nostrils.
Well, now Daddy don't like you and Mama just pretends. If you can't treat them like family, at least treat them like friends. You told out of Louisiana when you was just 17. Yeah, she was just 17, you know what I mean. Well, I
didn't know any better, didn't know any worse. I just hoped I could be next, 'cause I knew I wasn't first. I can't help it if you love me, baby, it's not for me to choose, no. But I said, baby, lay off of my blue suede shoes. Yes, hot time I left you, babe. I think that I should. Will I be halfway to Memphis, Lord, if I could? Well, be careful what you wish for, I heard somebody say. I just wish I knew why the hell you treat me this way. Yeah, you look just like an angel woman lying on my bed. But I don't even think the devil would repeat just what you said. Yes, hot time I left you now. I think that I should. Yeah, I'd be halfway to Memphis town if I could. If I could, babe. Stands for Texas, yeah, T's for Tennessee. Yes, and T stands for trouble, baby, that's what you are to me. I ain't thinking about my future, I ain't thinking about my past. I'm just thinking about leaving, Lord, think I'll do it fast. Baby, I think that I should. Yeah, I'd be halfway to Memphis now if I could. If I could, babe. Lord, don't you think I'd do it, Tom? Hey, yeah. Lord, don't you think I'd do it, baby?
David Go-Go from the album of the same name, Halfway to Memphis, which doesn't sound like a terrible place. It'd be warm. A lot warmer than it is here. Yeah, so, that brings us to the whole reason for the program, really. Like I said, my dad drove a beer truck on Saturdays. My other uncle drove a garbage truck every day of the week in downtown Toronto. And my uncle, of course, my grandfather drove a dump truck for the township. Bob, he drove an old blue truck he'd take me out in sometimes when I was very, very young. And the guy who was the greatest trucker in the family was John. They sometimes called him Jack, but really most of the time they called him Curly, which was odd because he was completely bald. It wasn't like he shaved his head. It's just like he had a very thin toilet seat-shaped hair, red hair, I guess, because he never let it long enough to really see what color it was. It was there, though. Anyway, he drove a double pup for Shell, and he used to go to the rodeo every year, and every year he'd win. I have a hat with all the buttons on it right here, hanging on my wall. That's how much I think about that. And he, most of the time, when he won those things, he had a suspended license. It was okay because they were doing it in a special area, but really, he couldn't drive on a regular road because, he had DUIs or whatever they call them. Anyway, the kind of music that all those guys listened to was the kind of music I'm going to play now, and they're a bunch of double-clutching daddies. We're going to play some Red Sovine, some Dave Dudley, Junior Brown, Red Simpson, and Red Sovine. So, Red Sovine, I said him twice. There's two Reds. And we're going to end it with who I think is the greatest Canadian country musician, folk singer, icon, Stompin' Tom Connors. You'll see what I mean. He's kind of like our Johnny Cash, in a way. Here's Red Sovine with a touching tale.
I was out on the West Coast trying to make a buck, and things didn't work out. I was down on my luck. Got tired of roaming and bumming around, so I started thumbing back east toward my hometown. Made a lot of miles the first 2 days, and I figured I'd be home in a week if my luck held out this way. But the third night I got stranded way out of town at a cold, lonely crossroads. Rain was pouring down. I was hungry and freezing, done caught a chill, when the lights of a big semi topped the hill. Lord, I sure was glad to hear them air brakes come on. And I climbed in that cab where I knew it'd be warm. At the wheel sat a big man. He weighed about 210. He stuck out his hand and said with a grin, "Big Joe's the name." I told him mine, and he said the name of my rig is Phantom 309. Well, I asked him why he called his rig such a name. He said, "Son, this old Mac can put 'em all to shame. There ain't a driver or a rig a-running any line that's seen nothing but taillights from Phantom 309. Well, we rode and talked the better part of the night when the lights of a truck stop came in sight. He said, "I'm sorry, son, this is as far as you go, 'cause I gotta make a turn just on up the road." Well, he tossed me a dime as he pulled her in low and said, "Have yourself a hot cup on old Big Joe." When Joe and his rig roared out into the night, in nothing flat, he was clean out of sight. Well, I went inside and ordered me a cup, told the waiter Big Joe was setting me up. Oh, you could have heard a pin drop. It got deathly quiet, and the waiter's face turned kind of white. "Well, did I say something wrong?" I said with a halfway grin. He said, "No, this happens every now and then. Every driver in here knows Big Joe. But son, let me tell you what happened about 10 years ago. At the crossroads tonight where you flagged him down, there was a busload of kids a-coming from town. And they were right in the middle when Big Joe topped the hill. It could have been slaughter, but he turned his wheels. Well, Joe lost control, went into a skid, and gave his life to save that bunch of kids. And there at that crossroads was the end of a line for Big Joe and Phantom 309. But every now and then, some hiker will come by, and like you, Big Joe will give him a ride. Here, have another cup, and forget about the dime. Keep it as a souvenir from Big Joe and Phantom 309.
I left Seattle running late. It was raining, raining, raining cats and dogs. The road was slick and full of little tricks, like walking on a slick hickory log. I had 5 axles and a white Mustang, pulling 70,000 on behind. As I rolled her out of town to turn Portland around, I built a fire and let her wine. Blinding lights, rainy night, jackknife. Well, I made that mountain, went over the top, had her rolled out all of the way. I went into a curve that took a lot of nerve as I felt that mountain sway. As that tandem shuddered, then settled down, I heard a air hose snap. There was no doubt I had to ride it out or let her jackknife in my lap. Blinding lights, rainy night, jackknife. There's a lot of operators who can tell you how a runaway rig can kill. So I said me a prayer, then I'll hit the air and let her jackknife off of that hill. Well, I crawled out of a pile of junk and walked away with a smile. I got out with my life, but a mean jackknife put me walking for a while. Blinding lights, rainy night, jackknife. Jackknife.
I was pulling up a hill that's known as the Devil's Crest, hauling 36 ton on a run called the Nitro Express. There was nothing but curves running from the top on down, and at the bottom of the grade sat a quiet little country town.
Well, I was driving off the top when she jarred and the drive shaft broke. Started pumping up the brakes, saw 'em going in a big cloud of smoke. To keep her upright, I knew I had to do my best against a runaway bomb they call the Nitro Express.
There was 36 ton of a detonated steel, over 18 tires that smoked and squealed. I had to ride her down and I couldn't jump free, or there'd be a big hole where that little town used to be.
Well, that old trailer leaned each time that I took another curve. My hands started sweating and I knew I was losing my nerve. And I was cussing each rock and every inch of the Devil's Crest, while fighting with the wheel of a rig called the Nitro Express.
I sideswiped the mountain so I'd slow her down by rubbing her side. And when the sparks started flying, man, it looked like the 4th of July. I finally got her stopped, but mister, I'm gonna confess, that's the last run I'm making in a rig called the Nitro Express. There was 36 ton of a detonated steel, over 18 tires that smoked and squealed. I had to ride her down and I couldn't jump free, or there'd be a big hole where that little town used to be. There was 36 ton of a detonated steel, over 18 tires that smoked and squealed. I had to ride her down and I couldn't jump free.
There'll be a big hole where that little town used to be. Hey, Red, you still driving that Nitro Express?
Nah, I got out of that mess.
I don't blame you. That's a tough road to hoe.
Dudley even quit.
Dudley even quit.
Yeah, he gone.
He's back at the house watching TV.
Singing again.
It's going to be a double feature.
They say I gotta be half crazy to be doing what I do. I'm a slap happy gear jamming, coffee drinking, truck driving fool. I might have a little shimmy in this cracker box Jimmy, but I ain't never cracked up yet. The more I try to make a buck in this beat up truck, the more semi-crazy I get. Yeah, I'm semi-crazy. I gotta be half nuts to keep running up and down the road in these semi-trucks. I might have had half a mind to slow it down for a time, but I'm never gonna give it up till I'm pushing up daisies. I'll be semi-crazy.
I'm just a truck driving fool who never finished school. I got my learning at the old truck stop. They said I won't amount to much when a gear shift and a clutch was the only education I got. I'm just an old blue collar, semi-crazy road scholar. They tell me that I'm half insane, that I've been driving so long. I got diesel in my blood and 90 weight oil on my brain, 'cause I'm semi-crazy. Yeah, about half nuts. To keep running up and down the road with these semi-trucks. I might have had half a mind to slow it down for time, but I'm never gonna give it up till I'm pushing up daisy. I'll be semi-crazy.
Everybody says we're dingy 'cause we're too semi-crazy to stop. That's the handle that we're stuck with, no matter if we like it or not. Through the deserts and the mountains, the sunshine, the rain, and the snow. We'll be double clutching daddies till we're over the hill, and we're never gonna take it slow. 'Cause we're semi-crazy. We gotta be half nuts
to keep running up and down the road in these semi-trucks.
We might have had half a mind to slow it down for a time, but we're never gonna give it up till we're pushing up daisy. We'll be semi-crazy till they put us in the ground. They never shut us down.
Till we're 6 feet under, we'll be rolling thunder.
Oh, yeah, break 1-9. Red, are you out there? You got a Lunier Jr. out here. Come on back.
Hey, Lunier, this is old cornbread Red. How you doing, boy?
Well, I'm a little semi-crazy from driving this truck too long, but I'll be all right.
Me too. What do you think of that, Dudley?
You're listening to The Ranger Dave Show on islandsradio.ca, a secret hideaway in the Gulf Islands of British Columbia, Canada.
I'm a-driving this truck on a mountain road. I got a hot rod rig and I'm a-flying low. My eyes are filled with diesel smoke. Hairpin curves ain't no joke. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. I was out last night drinking beer with a guy. He's got an aching head and bloodshot eyes. I'm in up with a pretty little dame. I didn't even know her name. Diesel smoke. Dangerous curve. If I deliver this hot shot freight, I gotta get it going 'cause I'm running late. These mountain grades are mighty steep. I can't stay awake. I ain't had no sleep. Diesel smoke. Dangerous dangerous curve. There's a cute little waitress at the bottom of the grade. She's got the coffee already made. I gotta keep my eyes up on the road, cause I'm going down the hill with a heavy load. Diesel smoke, dangerous curve. Well, I must have closed my eyes for a while, cause here I am and I'm a-running wild. I burnt my brakes, stripped my gears, gonna have to ride her down, I fear. Diesel smoke, dangerous curve. I wish I'd have left the women alone, but it's too late now, cause I think I'm gone. I got myself into this fix just because I tried to mix. Diesel smoke, dangerous curve. Diesel smoke, dangerous curve.
This here next song is a story about the fellow that was hitchhiking away down in southern Nevada. Along come this big long truck loaded down with potatoes, and the trucker put on the air brakes and pulled over to the side and said, "Jump in, son. Throw in your bag and the one you're carrying." And he said, "Where all you been, son?" Well, he said, "I've been everywhere, man," and that's the name of this one. I was hitchhiking down along the dusty Winnemucca Road. Along came a transport truck with a high canvas covered load. If you're going to Winnemucca, Mac, with me you can ride. I climbed into the cab, I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand. I said, "Listen, bud, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man, I breathe the mountains there, man. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere." "Where you been?" he says. "Oh, let me see now, a couple of places. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, South Dakota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Matamala, Paloma, Durango, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Manitoba, Warren, Kalama, Delaware, and Colorado. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountains there, man. I travel, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere." "Is that right?" he says, after a long pause. And I says, "Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Calapooz, Glen Rock, Halifax, Little Rock, Argus, Tennessee, Hennessy, Chippewa, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Other Lake, Larder Lake, for Pete's sake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountains there, man. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere." This truck driver turned around again to me and said, "Look, buddy, if you ain't Hank Snow, don't you ever shut up?" And I says, "Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Omaha, New York, Newark, Costa Rica, Utah, Montreal, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Mexico, Argentina, Diamantina, Pasadena, Catalina." See what I mean, Jack? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountains there, man. I travel, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere. And this truck driver turned around again to me and said, "Look at here, buddy. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of you talking about all these United States cities and towns. I'm a Canadian truck driver, and I want to hear a little bit of the North Country for a change." Well, I said, there's always North Bay, and heading up into northern Ontario to places like Temagami, New Liskeard, Haileybury, Cobalt, Timmins, Ansonville, Kirkland Lake, Cochrane, Capas, Casing, Hearst, Geraldton, Beardsmore, and the Lakehead. and heading from Nipigon down 17 into Scriber, Marathon, White River, Wawa, and Sault Ste. Marie. Heading eastward from the Sioux on 17 to Thessalon, Blind River, Elliott Lake, Manitoulin Island, Espanola, Sudbury, Cache Bay, Sturgeon Falls, and back to North Bay. Heading down south now, number 11 to Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Aurelia, Barrie, Aurora, Newmarket, and even Stouffville, and another town we all know well called Toronto, Plattsburgh, Avalbury, Colorado, Winnipeg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, Colorado, Laramie, the Alamo, Chattanooga, Vancouver, Jasper, Nebraska, Alaska, Palaga, Caribou, Waterloo, Kalamazoo, Kansas City, Sioux City, Dodge City. What a pity, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts, fair man, I breathe the mountains there, man. I travel, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere. Well, this truck driver looked at me again and he said, don't you know nothing about the Maritimes at all, boy? Yeah. He had the audacity to ask me. Of course, you Newfoundlanders wouldn't understand that word. That's a big word I learned in Skinner's Pond School, Prince Edward Island. Didn't really mean that, you know, but I had to say it anyhow. Yeah, he says, don't you know nothing about the Maritimes? I said, look, boy, I can tell by the big spuds in the back of your rig you must be a spud picker from Prince Edward Island. I can tell you that much about the Maritimes. You must be friends with them there blue nosers from Nova Scotia and the New Brunswick herring soakers. Not to mention anything, of course, about them squid jigging lads from over Newfoundland. Now, the run of the towns in the Maritimes goes like this, babe. There's Moncton, Chatham, St. John, Campbellton, Grand Falls, Sackville, Newcastle, Fredericton, Charlottetown, Summerside, Glace Bay, Annapolis, Spring Hill, Sydney, Manchester, Glasgow, Antigonish, Windsor, Truro, Gander, Buena Vista, St. John's, Stonebrook, Quarterbass, and Mr. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts, fair man. I breathe the mountains there, man. But there's just one place I haven't been. Tramp on the gas and roller, man. Soon we're going to be there, man. Soon we're going to be there.
Are you trying to give me the double talk?
Okay,
Now what are you doing?
it's going to be a double feature. Splendid.
It's Bud the Spud from the bright red mud, rolling down a highway smiling. The Spuds are big on the back of Bud's rig. They're from Prince Edward Island. They're from Prince Edward Island. Now from Charlottetown or from Summerside, they load him down for the big long ride. He jumps in the cab and he's off with the Pride Sebagos. He's got to catch the boat to make Clementine, then he hits up that old New Brunswick line. To Montreal he comes just a-flying with another big load of potatoes. It's Bud the Spud from the bright red mud, rolling down the highway smiling. The Spuds are big on the back of Bud's rig. They're from Prince Edward Island. They're from Prince Edward Island. Now the Ontario Provincial Police don't think much of Bud. Yeah, the cops have been looking for the son of a gun that's been ripping the tire off the 401. They know the name on the truck shines up in the sun. Green Gables. But he hits Toronto and at 7 o'clock when he backs her up again the terminal dock, and the boys gather round just to hear him talk about another big load of potatoes. It's Bud the Spud from the bright red mud, rolling down the highway smiling. The Spuds are big on the back of Bud's rig. They're from Prince Edward Island. They're from Prince Edward Island. Now I know a lot of people from east to west that like the Spuds from the island best, 'cause they'll stand up to the hardest test. Right on the table. So when you see that big trucker rolling by, wave your hand or kind of wink your eye, 'cause that's Bud the Spud from old PEI with another big load of potatoes. It's Bud the Spud on the bright red mud, rolling down the highway smiling, because he's got another big load of the best doggone potatoes that's ever been growed. And they're from Prince Edward Island. They're from Prince Edward Island.
That man went through a lot of pieces of plywood. he would have a piece of plywood by the microphone, and he would stomp on it. That's why they call him Stompin' Tom Connors. And he would pulverize that piece of wood. You know, he wore black like Johnny Cash, and he sang songs like that first song, I've Been Everywhere, which was written by a Canadian, Hank Snow. And Tom, a lot like Johnny Cash in a Canadian way. I mean, he never burned down a forest like Johnny did. Apparently when Johnny burned down that forest, he said, "What do I care for a bunch of buzzards?" Well, there was endangered species in there, and they all died. Anyway, we're going to get on with the tunes here. And, you know, I was talking to Jukebox Johnny about this the other day, that John Fogerty is an unfortunate guy in a way. I mean, he had many, many hits, and he had a great band with his brother. His brother Tom played rhythm guitar, and they had a falling out. And there was a group called Creedence Clearwater Revisited that had a different lead singer, and they tried to replace John, but they never could. And John continued on to do great songs like this, and I guess it's a song that could be about me. This is The Old Man Down the Road. This is Ranger Dave.
He take a so tired of fighting with myself. Gonna spend a little time at the Tunica Motel. Just outside of Memphis, Highway 61, sleepy little town down by the Mississippi River. I'm gonna lay out on a houseboat till my hide turn brown. I ain't gonna move till the evening sun goes down. Fried chicken to go, and they got live bait for sale. Anything you need at the Tunica Motel. I find myself at midnight, moving to the back porch blues. The guitar cries, telling me about the hard times. Something moves in the shadows, giving me a little chill. I thought I saw Robert Johnson walking out across the field. There ain't hardly anybody left who even knows the tale. Give me the blues at the Tunica Motel.
That'd be the Panty Melter. That's Tony Joe White. And the Tunica Hotel, which is one of those places where you just might find yourself, stuck for a day or two in a snowstorm, or maybe the truck breaks down or something like that. A happier place was the song before that, The Trading Post, where, you can get all the things you need, including those 8-tracks. Now we're going to head out on the unmarked road with Doug McLeod, and that's where we find ourselves sometimes when we're out there exploring and making deliveries.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Now we're blinded by the storm and lost my way to Rome. Now we're blinded by the storm and lost my way to Rome. When the storm cloud rolled, I saw this unmarked road. I believe in my heart it's time to make a change. I believe in my heart it's time to make a change. If fear blocked my path, I judge myself to blame. I'm a
must leave this place where love refused to grow. I must leave this place where love refused to grow. Where I'm bound, say Lord, I just don't know. I just don't know. I said, come to me, courage, it's time for me to go. Time for me to go. I said, come to me, courage, it's time for me to go. Time for me to go. Sometime in this world, you must face what you would not know. And we're blinded by the storm and lost my way to go. Lost my way. I was blinded by the storm and lost my way to go. Lost my way. In the storm cloud road, I saw this unmarked road.
I remember in the old days they had a little thing that they used to call a vaudeville. Give me a C, a bouncy C.
coming down. All the danger, trouble all around. Hey, 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 little girl, we're stepping out tonight. Hey, 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 little girl, we're stepping out tonight. I gotta love you once, we better do it right. Chicks and cars down the third row wall. 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 There's only three things worth living for, and that's chicks and cars down the third row wall. 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 There's only three things worth dying for, and that's chicks and cars down the third row wall. 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 There's only three things worth dying for, and that's chicks and cars down the third row wall.
She got a little red rocket and she rides it all the time. Red rocket, go red rocket. She got a little red rocket and she rides it all the time. Red rocket, go red rocket. Well, you know I love my baby 'cause a little red rocket is mine. Red rocket, go red rocket. Well, she rides that rocket up and down the street. Red rocket, go red rocket. Yeah, she rides that rocket up and down the street. Red rocket, go red rocket. Well, the way she rides my rocket really knocks me off of my feet. Red rocket, go red rocket. I say go. Red rocket, go red rocket. Yeah, go. Red rocket, go red rocket. I say go. Red rocket, go red rocket. Baby, go. Red rocket, go red rocket. I say go. Go, red rocket, yeah. Side to side. Red rocket, go red rocket. She goes back and forth and down that side to side. Red rocket, go red rocket. Well, you know I love my baby 'cause I love the way she rides. Red rocket, go red rocket. I said go. Red rocket, go red rocket. Yeah, go. Red rocket, go red rocket. I said go. Red rocket, go red rocket. Yeah, go. Red rocket, go red rocket. I said go, go, red rocket, yeah.
That is Red Rocket by the group 6v6 from the album Fire Bottle. Before that, we heard from Colin James from his self-titled album, and he was a very young man at the time. Colin's from, I think he's from somewhere in the prairies of Canada. He lived in Victoria for a while, I do believe, but he is all Canadian. And we're going to switch over a little bit now in intensity and tone. We're going to rock it up, you know what I'm saying? And this is going to be Gary Moore. And you may not know who Gary Moore is, but he was a fantastic rock and blues musician from Belfast, Ireland. That's right. Anyway, here he goes. He's further on up the road. And I am Ranger Dave.
Somebody's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, just you wait and see. Now you're laughing pretty bad. One day you'll be crying. You're laughing pretty bad. One day you'll be crying. Further on up the road, you'll see I wasn't lying. Further on up the road, somebody's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, somebody's gonna hurt you just like you hurt me. Further on up the road, just you wait and see. You're laughing pretty, baby. One day you'll be crying. Laughing pretty, baby. One day you'll be crying. Further on up the road, you'll see I wasn't lying. Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, somebody's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, just you wait and see. Tell me, young people.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down the eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up, and she's running like never before. There's a speed zone head on my right, but I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, my rig's a little low, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a flame from her stack blowing smoke as black as coal. My hotel is coming in sight. If you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. I got 10 forward gears and a sweet Georgia overdrive. I got the pedal to the metal, and my eyes are open wide. I just passed the Jimmy in a white. I've been passing everything inside. 6 days on the road, and I gotta see my baby tonight. The ICC is checking on down the line. I'm a little hungover and my logbook is way behind. But nothing bothers me tonight, 'cause I can dodge them scales alright. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Yeah, it seemed like a year since I kissed my baby bye-bye. I can have a lot of chicks, but I'm not like some other guys. Yes, I could find one to hold me tight, but you know it wouldn't be alright. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Alright. I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down the eastern seaboard. I got my rig wound up, and she's running like never before. There's a speed zone head on my right, but I can dodge it all night. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road, and I gotta see my baby tonight.
You know, when you're footloose and fancy free, that's what we'll call it for now, you know, without commitments or connections, often you feel at home in your shoes. Amos Garrett had a big hit. Well, it wasn't his hit, but he sure made a lot of money from a riff that he played on a song called Midnight at the Oasis. You may remember that, Maria Muldaur. Now, this is Amos on his own, and he's going to sing about that conundrum about home in your shoes. And I'm Ranger Dave.
Hi, this is Bobby McGee, and you're listening to The Ranger Dave Show, right here on islandsradio.ca.
You might be listening to Ranger Dave.
And I told you twice to quit playing cards and shooting dice, and I'm moving on. I soon be gone. Well, you're blind to have a mile in low sky, so I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I soon be gone. I'm moving on. I soon be gone. You know I'm gonna leave you, mama.
Wow, I'm going to have to watch myself. The trailer's going to start bouncing down the road here. That was, we like to call him in Canada, we like to call him the Prime Minister of the Blues. His name was Dutch Mason. Unfortunately, he's gone now, but I did have the pleasure of meeting him a couple of times, and he's a fine fellow. He's a very, very fine fellow. And his son, Garrett, is out there playing blues these days, and that's great to know that the legacy continues on. Legacy, holy cow, one of the great party albums. I used to live with a bunch of hippies on this farm. It was called PHOQUE You can sound that out for yourself. They actually had it written on the old mailbox. Anyway, we only had half a dozen records, and we had this little tiny record player with one speaker. And we used to play this one over and over and over again. It's J. Giles Band Live, Full House. And I'm Ranger Dave.
Oh, baby, 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 I'm gonna leave. Honey, don't ask me why. 27 more minutes before I say bye-bye. Hard driving man, hard driving man, hard driving man. Driving just as hard as I can. Got me a train down in Texas. Hey, I took it up to Montreal. I got me a gal in old 51, and I hope my rig don't stall. Hard driving man, hard driving man, hard driving man. I'm driving just as hard as I can. Driving, baby. Baby, baby, you're looking so good to me, baby. We're gonna get a little piano in there.
Well, that's awesome.
Ooh, baby, I love you. I said, ooh, baby, I love you. Ooh, baby, I love you. Come on, baby, make it now. You know it ain't got all night. Do the funky fever, get in the quiver. Come on, baby, come on, little chicken picker, let me hear you. Oh, yeah. Now we're gonna motivate this one, you gotta help us. Like this, watch. You heard of the Boogaloo? You heard of the Boston Monkey? You heard of the Philly Freeze? We got the Detroit Demolition here for you tonight. Baby. Care at all.
Get off the road, son. You're blocking traffic.
Driving down the highway at night, and you're feeling that wild turkey's bite. Don't give Johnny Walker a ride, 'cause Jack Black is right by your side. You might get taken to the jailhouse and fined. You've been arrested for driving while blind. Now just the other night with nothing to do, we broke a
I hope you didn't drive off the road with that set. We started out with Jay Giles, and then we had ZZ Top, arrested while driving blind. That's never happened to you, has it? Well, it's never happened to me. Well, it won't now, but it didn't before, if you know what I mean. And one of my favorite groups of all time, certainly something that I cut my teeth on as a blues man, and that's Official Music was the name of the record, and it's King Biscuit Boy and Crowbar with Kelly J. You know, I think he lives in Alberta or something now, and I don't think he's playing anymore, but he's still around, and King Biscuit Boy, unfortunately, is gone now. His real name was Richard Newell, and he is the harmonica king of Canada, no doubt, looking backwards. There's some great ones, mind you. I mean, I could list 10 great Canadian harpists, harp players, harp men. Not sure what you say there. Anyway, he did a few records, and that's the best right there. That's the original one with Crowbar, Highway 61. Luther Allison is somebody who I discovered in recent years. I could never wrap my head around what he was doing, but I can now. And maybe it's just that I'm aging a bit. Maybe that's why I'm liking some of his stuff now. I'm going to share it with you. And now a word from tonight's sponsor.
Introducing the amazing record vacuum by Ronco, the stereo accessory that protects all your records. Simply insert your record into record vacuum and it rotates automatically, sweeping and vacuuming your records instantly. Record vacuum helps eliminate static electricity buildup and loosens damaging microdust particles which distort sound and damage your needle. 33 1/3, 45s, 78s, any size fits. Record vacuum, a perfect Christmas gift. Only £5.99 at Woolworth, W.H. Smith, Tesco, and most fine stores.
license free. I don't spend all night worrying about me. I'll be gone like the cool, cool breeze. I wanna hear you begging, please, please, please. I'll drive to survive. Yes, I will. I'll drive. You know I'll drive to survive.
I know how it feels, man. I know how it feels. I know how you truckers know how it feels. That was Jimmy Thackeray and the Drivers from the Blind Pig Records collection, the 20th anniversary record collection. Amazing source of music. Before that, we heard Debbie Davies from Picture This doing a Freddie King song called Sidetrack. That was the instrumental. And before that, it was Backtrack by Luther Allison from the album Sirius. You get there's a kind of a theme here. One of my favorite Canadian bands, and certainly one of the iconic Canadian bands, and top sellers, Powder Blues. Their first album, Uncut, was it was done on a very low budget, and I think it was self-financed, and it ended up being picked up by a big label and became a huge hit. And this is Joy Ridin', and you're listening to Ranger Dave. Hey, that's great. I'm glad you are.
Look out for the man, joy
ambition was just to have my own car. By now I've owned so many, I don't know just where they are. But here's a little secret, nobody seems to guess. My wheels still fly at midnight just to ease my mental stress. They told me I'd grow out of it in a year or so. All those years have passed me by, still I've got to go joyriding. Look out for the man, joyriding. Give that rearview mirror scan, joyriding. Gotta look out for the man, joyriding. We're joyriding now. Come on, baby, take a little joyride with me. We'll just go up the highway a second here and have some fun. Hey, don't be hanging that bottle out the window. Now what are you trying to do? Bring the heat down on us? Oh no, now look what you're gonna done. We got flashing blue lights behind us. We gotta get out of here fast. Now let me see. Afterburner, turbocharger, exhaust bypass. Now, pedal to the metal. Later on, Smelly. I am gone, gone, gone. Bye-bye.
I'm riding high this morning because I'm on my way home. When the train leaves the station, in my mind I'll be already gone. I'll be riding on my way home. Yes, I will. When the sun goes down behind the mountain and the moon comes up over the sea, I'll be headed for my destination with my family and friends that are waiting on me. I'll be riding on my way home. Yes, I will. I'm on my way home. Yes, I am. And when I get there, I might never ever leave home again. I might be rich people, and I might be poor. But when I get home, I might never ever leave there no more. I'm on my way home, my way home. I'm on my way home, my way home. Now I hope I don't sound disgusted, 'cause I just didn't know that I'd be gone this long. Well, I left someone 60 days ago. That's 59 days too long. I'll be riding, oh, I'll be riding on my way home. Yes, I will. I'm on my way home.
get to moaning, and Johnny gets to phoning. After the tornado, he wishes them well. Hey, the storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, riding into the storm. The storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, leave you one for more. Gaylorm is kicking, Gaylorm is smoking, Gaylorm is burning like a house on fire. When Gay gets to jumping and Gay gets to swinging, his guitar gets shaking like a bird on a wire. The storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, riding into the storm. The storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, leave you one for more. Kenny is the blues boss, Kenny is the blues boss. That's why they call him Kenny Blues Boss Wayne. He's gonna find you, Kenny gonna grind you, then he's gonna free you from all of your pain. Now the storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, riding into the storm. The storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, leave you one for more. Walking, they start talking, the girls win a shock, they're screaming out for more, the girls get to swaying, then they all start praying that Al won't stop playing till they drop to the floor. Hey, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, riding into the storm. The storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, leave you one for more. We have a rhythm section. Tim Steinrock is plucking. He's our ace of bass. And then there's our drummer I could talk about all summer. Back on the tubs we have the great Adam Drake. Yeah, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, riding into the storm. The storm riders ride, storm riders ride, storm riders ride, leave you one for more. Coast, I'm going to the West Coast, going to the West, I'm gonna party with my friends. I'm going to the West Coast, going to the West Coast, going to the West Coast where the party never ends.
Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeff Carroll. You are in store for a treat tonight. So make some noise. Live from Austin, Texas, Van Wilkes.
I'll take her, you can have
She overloaded my circuit, baby. Blowed out my fuse. Bound up my resistors on my power issues. I said, baby, baby, what you doing to me? You'll be the rhythm, I'll be the lead. Baby, what you do, what you do? Hey! Now shining, eyes on the floor.
That was Van Wilkes doing the Memphis Turnaround. And before that, we heard Johnny Tornado with Big Dave McClain singing and writing the song. That was the Storm Riders Riding from the Roll the Dice album. Great album. And Johnny Tornado's a real character, man. He's something else. And he said to Big Dave, you know, can you write me a tune? And he said, well, what are we called? And he said Storm Riders. So instantly came up with that song, mentioning some of the greatest Canadian blues artists currently recording. And before that, we heard Joe Louis Walker and the Boss Talkers in Powder Blues. And it brings us, sadly, to the end of tonight's broadcast. And before I get to the last song, I want to mention that these shows go straight to podcast. And the last tune we're going to play is one of my favorite artists. His name is Chris Kane, and he hails from Santa Cruz, California. I had the opportunity to meet him once at the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. Met him in the washroom. Hey, I washed my hands. I did. And he's a great guy. Very, very nice man. Very humble, and just an excellent guitar player. So, before I go, I just want to ask you to cut each other the slack that you seek and be kind. We'll talk to you next time. This is your buddy, Ranger Dave.
There's an angel in California, and I'm so many miles away. Feel like a loneliness with money I could surely retire today. Ray Charles is playing on the stereo. Every song he sings reminds me of her. I got a bad case of the homesick blues, and my baby holds the cure. Yes, that's how I work. Seems like my journey never ends. Hey, endless highway, take me back to my baby again. Thought I was 3 times in my life. The first 2 dogs made a third, said she'd soon be my wife. Now I found myself an angel, she's sweet and she kind. And when I'm far away from my baby, my thoughts of her help to ease my mind. Endless highway, seems like my journey never ends. Hey, endless highway, take me back to my baby again.
Yes, I'd like a ham and cheese omelet and wham fries.
I'm sorry. We stopped serving breakfast, but we are on the lunch menu now.
I want breakfast.
Well, you can't have it. We're not serving it.
So you said. Is that the manager?
Yeah.
Could I speak to him, please?
Sure. Rick, there's a customer that would like to speak with you.
Here you go. Yes, sir. Hi, I'd like some breakfast.
We stopped serving breakfast.
I know you stopped serving breakfast, Rick. Sheila told me you stopped serving breakfast. Why am I calling you by your first names? I don't even know who you are. I still call my boss Mister. I worked for him for 7.5 years, but I walk in here all of a sudden, total stranger. I'm calling you Rick and Sheila like we're in some kind of AA meeting. I don't want to be your buddy, Rick. I just want a little breakfast.
Well, you can call me Miss Folsom if you want to.
Sheila, we stopped serving breakfast at 11:30.
Rick, have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here I am, the customer.
That's not our policy. You have to order something from the lunch menu.
I don't want lunch. I want breakfast.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm really sorry, too.
Calm down. Just calm down, everybody. Just sit down. Sit down over there. Hey.
Mister. Where are you going? No. You sit down there and you finish your lunch. Come on. Everybody just relax. Take it easy. Come on. Let's eat your lunch, please. Eat your lunch. You all need your vitamins A's and B's.
It's an accident. Like a trigger. It's sensitive. It's okay. It's all right.
It's a sensitive trigger. Rick, could I have my breakfast, please?
Yes, sir. Sheila?
Rick, Miss Folsom.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
You know what? You were right. I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to have some lunch. Could I have a double whammy burger with cheese? You getting this?
Yes, sir.
And an order of whammy fries. And, let me see, a chocolate wham shake. Yes, sir. Sheila, get his order. Rick, could you get it for me, please? I feel more comfortable now calling you Rick after all we've been through together. How you doing? Enjoying your meal? How about you, son? Is it good? And you, man? How's the food? I think we have a critic. I don't think she likes the special sauce, Rick. That's a joke. Now, here we go. Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Turn around, look at that. You see what I mean? It's plump, it's juicy, it's 3 inches thick. Now, look at this sorry, miserable, squashed thing. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture? Anybody? Anybody at all?
Hello, Dave. Hey, you seen Dave?
Yes.
Where is he? Dave?